The cloud like that. Okay, so what do we got here? Day 28, first day of term 2. After report cards and all that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First,
Right?
yeah, Hadil.
Share the screen. So I didn't see anything.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You're right. I did before, but then I had to redo it.
Okay,
Should be
thank
there
you.
now.
Yeah, I see.
It's there. Okay,
Yeah.
trust you. So this is what we got. We're gonna make a little business of some sort, selling ice cream, T-shirts, baseball caps, something like that. We're going to talk about that today because it ties in nicely with these lines and graphs and such that we've been doing. Okay, and it's fun. We can save it, and then when you need a summer job next year, or heck, even this year, then you can use it. Warm-ups are this stuff: parallel lines, perpendicular lines. That's on the screen, or it will be, or it was, will be. And then this is the topic for today: is graphing lines and finding the special location where these lines cross. This will have a meaning in real life when we start taking a look at problems like this. Okay, but for today, it's just the mechanics of graphing again. Graphing accurately, I might add, with a ruler and stuff, and then finding the coordinates of this point here. Coordinates being, as usual, x first and then the y, right? X and then the y like that to get to that point there. Okay, so these were the warm-up questions. Over there. So what I'll do is I'll take the answers. I'll get your help for number 1A here. What are we going to do in order to figure out the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, given this situation here? What's one thing we got to do? The heat outside has melted brains inside, I think. Let's take a look at this. Slope-intercept. What does that style of equation look like? That's right. So y is equal to mx plus b, if that's showing up there. Not so much, eh? Try this one. Y is equal to mx plus b. Yeah, okay, perfect. So so what two numbers then do we need in order to get this equation figured out? M for sure. And of course the other one b there at the end, right? Now, m for free we're going to get from this thing. Okay, but once we find it, what do we do with that slope? We can find the slope from this. We can find the slope from this equation here. And once we get the slope from here, what do we do with it? Top secret? Okay, I'm going to change the page. We are going to look for M and B from this stuff here, okay? So, number 1A. Y is equal to mx plus b. We could find the slope first. And we want it parallel to this equation here. Parallel this equation, the line created by this equation. Okay, so what we have to do So we're gonna have to solve this first of all. Solve for y. Yeah, go ahead from class.
For this question, we must for first find the point slope and then this one, or no, we can.
We can find, good question. Do we find the slope point and then find this version? Or do we find it directly? It doesn't matter actually. Okay.
Because I don't know how to find it directly. I know to find it.
Oh yeah? Okay, I'll find it directly. We'll go directly to this one today. Okay, so we do got to get the slope from this given equation, right? So let me solve this equation for y so that we get it, so then we can see the slope directly. Okay, so what do we have to do to solve this equation here for y? What's the first step?
Oh, for in the direct one, I know how to do it. Just with the 3x then.
Well,
Divide it by 4.
it will. This might be a second part though. Okay, so we'll come back to the direct part. To get the slope for this, yeah, we got to move the 3x to the other side. Yeah, sounds familiar now. Okay, so we do that. So 4y is there. What happens when the 3x goes to the other side? Changes, that's right. It's a positive, so it changes to negative there. Right on, right on. What happens next? It's true. Whatever number is here, you divide it by that number. So we're going to divide by 4 now. Everything, each part. Divide by 4 like that. So let's do the easy one first. What's 4 divided by 4? 1 actually, but then 1 times y. Yeah, a couple steps. Gets you to y though, like that though. This one here, anything happening? No. There it is. How about this one? It's true, plus 3. Okay, so this is now our original line updated to look like this. And so therefore, what is the slope of this line going to be? Okay, so the slope here is minus 3 over 4. And now we got to think about what the question is asking. It wants a line that's parallel. So that means situation like this, where the lines have the same direction. So because they have the same direction, so therefore the slope that we need, this is the symbol for parallel lines, slope for parallel lines there, is going to be what? Same direction means the same slope. So the slope we need is going to be minus 3 over 4. So we got a little bit closer now to our to the equation that we need. Now we got this. We got y is equal to, using the same slope, minus 3 over 4x plus b, which we don't know yet. We still have to figure that out. Sure, go ahead from class. Yeah. So do you mean back to this step here or here? Oh, here, because when we have lines that are parallel, they're going the same way, means no change. So the slope we look at, the slope we're looking at is the number in front of x all the time. That's where the slope is. Okay, the number in front of x. So the slope for this line is -3/4. That's for how steep it is. We want the same for the equation that we're making. Okay. If we do the different version where they cross and meet at a t, then we got to do things. Okay, we'll do that in the next, that's the next question. This one is parallel, so everything, the slope stays the same. Good question. From class, we said B is 3 already from the original question. No, that's for the line that we're given. Well, that's just it. We got a second bit of information here that we have to use. The question was, find a line that's parallel to this one and through this point. See? So we got to use this point now to.
On the like intercept, put it on the like for can you oh, you have to like put the 8 for the y on the
I know, what are those things called?
Nothing like this.
That's the equation.
Equation, so put this on this equation, like put y for the 8 and this for the 8.
Yep, not bad. Now, it doesn't go in the one, doesn't go in this exact one here. It goes in the one that we're making. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to squeeze it in here, sub in. It's the 0.98. The 9 is going to go in for the x that's here, because that's what the first number represents. And then the 8 is going to go in for the y over there. Then we work it out. Then we solve what b is and we're done. Okay, so we have y is equal to -3/4x plus b. The y value is 8. The x value is 9. And now we got to solve for b using the algebra that we know. And fraction work as well, I might add. Yeah, yeah. So what do we get here? Well, on the left, it stays as 8. But on the right-hand side, what does this stuff work out to be? 3/4 times 9. If it was nice, you would, but it doesn't go in nicely, right? So we're just going to leave it. Yeah. Yeah. 3 and 9. Invisible 1 times 4. Okay, so we end. Yeah, -27/4. That's true. And then plus b like that.
So it can be like 6 and 3/4.
I don't know what it is. I know it. Oh, it could. Yeah, it could be like that.
Yeah.
Changing it to a mixed number, but we're gonna leave it like this. Actually, this is sort of the better way to work with it. Okay, so we got to get b by itself. We have to deal with fractions. We got to move that over. Whew. A few things. Okay, so let's move this to the other side first of all. So what are we going to be looking at? That 8 is going to stay. This goes to the other side, so it's plus 27 over 4 equals B. So you change this side because we're moving it, change the sign from negative to positive because we're moving it across the equal sign. And now either your brain, Casio, or calculator works this out. Brain, Casio, or friend works this out. What do we get? What happens next? Okay, well, what we need, because we have fractions, we need a common denominator. So watch, there's a 4 on the bottom. So we do this trick. We multiply top. We multiply the other number by 4 over 4. It's very important. Okay. Moving forward, what's now 4 times 8 going to be? The top part.
False.
4 times 8 there, Hideo. Nice. 32 from class. Nice and
Oh,
fast.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's 32 over 4 plus 27 over 4 is equal to B. Yeah. Nice. 59, you add the tops, but the bottom stays the same, okay? So we get, this is going to be our B value. And yes, as someone in class said, you could change it to a mixed number, divide it in there, and then it's like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or maybe even 13. Oh, 14, I think. 14 and change. Okay, but I'm just going to leave it like this. So we get a final answer. Since we have B, our final answer is going to look like y is equal to, remember we had minus 3 over 4 way back there, and we needed B. Okay, so we got our B. There it is. So we have minus 3 over 4x. So that goes in the same direction. And then plus, 59 over 4. Okay, this answer now is in slope, intercept, and for class, remember directly, right? Parsa, this was the way to find it directly, to sub in that point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yep. The other way is slope point, and then you gotta, it's easier to start, but more algebra once you get into it. Yeah. Master Mark, you okay with that? Pretty good? Okay. So B part then is similar in style, except it's not parallel, it's perpendicular instead. So we got to think about the slope a little bit when we do the B part. Okay, and we're going to have to do something different there. Do you need that still? Yeah. Okay, so putting back the original question. It's a different line, okay? It's going to be this one here that we're going to use. And we want our new line to be perpendicular to this one. Okay, so think about creating a perpendicular line. What do we have to do? Yep, that's the magic there. Okay, we're going to change the slope, and I'll let you try and remember what that is. Okay, the slope is not the same this time, right? But the rest of the procedure is the same, actually. Yeah, flip is part of this. And there's another part. Change the sign, that's right. If it's negative, make it positive. If it's positive, make it negative. Okay, and what's the math word for flip? Reverse is true, but there's a specific one for fractions like this.
Receptacle.
Yeah, Zoom got it. Reciprocal. That's what you do when you're flipping it upside down. Okay. Yeah, good. So the pieces are there. Let's just put it on paper. Thank you, Zoom. Good participation out there. 1B, our original line, OG, is 3 over 2x plus 9 like that. And we want it through 12 and 5. Okay, so we talked about the slope first. Can we want, that's the symbol for it, okay? Perpendicular slope. This means the lines will cross like this at 90 degrees. That's what that means. You said how to do it. Put it upside down, first of all. And so that means instead of 3 over 2, it's going to be 2 over 3. That's the reciprocal part. And changing the signs makes it negative there because it's positive up there. Okay. Now we can update what we're going for. We got y is equal to, I guess we have now. We have y is equal to minus 2 over 3x plus b. This is now for our perpendicular line here. Right? Slope's different. But we still need the b, and we find it in the same way as the earlier question. It goes through point, this point is going through 12 and 5. So we put the 12 in for y, the 5 in for x. Use some brackets there to show it's separate. And that's what we got. Not impossible because you all know stuff about fractions, and so let's work this out. Got 12 on this side till we do that. What do we got on the right?
Minus 10 and minus 15.
Partly there, Zoom.
Mhm.
Top times the top, invisible bottom times the bottom. Times. Minus 10. And then what's on the bottom?
Minus the 15.
No, this 5 is going to stay on the top only.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Okay,
This
so
5, it's over an invisible 1, which is now no longer invisible.
okay, 3
Minus 10 over 3.
over 3.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, Zoom said 15. So I was,
Yeah.
yeah, both of you at once. Okay. Split the difference, call it 5. No, still wrong. Okay. Plus b there. So that's what we're going for.
Mhm.
Okay. What next then? Yep, we'll move that over.
12,
It will be, yeah. It'll be 12 plus 10 over 3. Zoom is starting to talk about positive, about 12 over there, and that's true. That's what's next.
mm,
What do we do with that 12?
yeah, 12 plus, yeah, what's the right? Okay. 3.
Yeah.
22 over 3 or b.
Too many voices. Zoom said something that was partly right. I think. Dan, what'd you say? 3 times 12 is right. It's like this. Set it up here. Top and bottom times, you see, 12 is missing, right?
Oh, okay.
Just like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
X and Y, oh, whoops. Check this out. Student caught me making a mistake here. 12 is for X and 5 is for Y. So got it backwards. So here's how I can save it, all this work. I'm gonna do this. Otherwise, would have been a disaster. Well, still is a disaster. Can't go making these mistakes. Yo-Ya, did you know? You're keeping it
Okay.
secret from me? Okay, so we're clear, everyone. I'm gonna change the 12 over 5 to 5 over 12. And now the work can match what our information is. See, had it backwards. Too many voices, too much talking, not paying attention.
So we need to like 3 times 12 now?
That's right. Zoom wants to get going. 3 times 12. Yep. What do you get?
36.
It's true. 36 over 3. How much?
And
What?
46.
I'm hearing numbers in class, but I don't believe them yet.
46 over 3. That's over
Yep,
3.
that part's right. 12 times 3 is 36. Yeah. Plus 10 now. Yeah. Okay, so 46 is good. So that's going to go into our equation. This one here, I might add, right? This has our updated slope. We just need B, and we got B now. 46 when we put it in there. Okay, so the final answer will be y is equal to minus 2 over 3x. Remember, that's the perpendicular. Just to remind you.
Plus
Yeah.
46.
Plus 46 over 3. And that comes from, importantly, 512 and 4 x and y. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, no. Here's the thing. So Mark pointed out, going backwards. I erased it. 12 was x, which means this should have been 12 down here. Okay, so it is exactly the wrong spots. So to save all the work, change the question. You guys aren't allowed to do that. I shouldn't have to do that, but okay. So at the end though, just to confirm, right? 5 and 12 to get that value. I'll make a note on the video too when I post it. Yeah, yeah. So any questions about those topics there? No? Okay. So that was a little warm up then. What we didn't do was, we'll do this as a little warm up because this will help for the topic of the day, this graphing stuff here. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. Or I'm going to give you this and you can show me. This is like warm up part 2. Just draw the graph of this thing. Draw the graph of y is equal to 2 over 3x plus, keep it manageable. We'll say +4. Okay, so what's the first thing we can do in order to create this graph? While you're thinking, I'm going to point out that this lesson was brought to you by Shawari Brothers Gum. Yo, yeah, help me out. What do I do first? Three to X? That might work. It's not the way that not a way that I showed you, actually. So you know what we'll do with that answer? I'll show you what I'm thinking. And then we'll answer it a second way, okay? So we'll save that one. Instead of 3 for here, clever, by the way, what you can do is put 0 in there. 0 is nice because it makes things disappear, simplifies the equation. So I'm going to say this first. This is y-intercept only because it's in y-intercept style, right? So let x equal 0. So we get, and we remember we can read this off directly. We get that y is equal to 4. And so what do we get? When x is 0, y is 4. Related to what Yo-Ya was talking about, so I put it like this. But we can read this directly if we want. Okay, so we know now that 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be 1 point on the graph, right? If we want to do it with Yo-Ya's way and put 3 in there, what do we get? We don't get 4. What do we get instead? Yep. So you would have 3 and 6 over there. Okay. So now we got a couple of directions to go. So I would like to stick with what I'm thinking, and then we can use this as well. Okay, so we have our starting point, the y-intercept that's here. And now remember, with the slope, we can use rise over run to get to the next point. Okay, so since the slope is the 2 over the 3, how far, oh, actually, let's work this out. What does the 2 on the top represent? What does it tell us to do?
Right. It's do like up.
Nice. Zoom set on the top, it is up. And of course, up by 2 since it's a 2.
Yeah, and right by 3.
Okay. The bottom is to the right because that's positive, and yep, by 3 as well. Okay. This goes right. So we can do this now. It goes right by 1. We go right by 1, 2, 3. And then we go up by 2. We'll just put those in there. And so what we found is a second point now that allows us to put a ruler down and connect the dots, right? Six, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's our line like that. Julia likes it, that's good. Now, important to, so what we did is for the way that I showed you here, is we found the y-intercept, and two, we used rise over run to get the next point. What we got in class is someone just said, hey, we can use this as one point to start with because it's easy. And then look at this, by choosing the same number and putting it in there, if you put a 3 in there, it just divides out. Very nice to work with. And what are we left with? 2 plus 4 gives you 6, right? So we have this point here by a little clever substitution with the same denominator there, using that same number. We get a second point automatically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. We get it there as well. Okay, so instead of the y-intercept and slope, it's just 2 points. Put them down. Good to go. You have anything to add to that one? Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, good work. Got me thinking there for a second. So then, we got this from class here. Just a couple examples of this graphing stuff. Mm-hmm. Slip that in there. We'll see how that works. Yeah, like no. One more time. All right, so graphically solving systems. Remember what we're doing is instead of only one line on our picture, we're going to have two of them. And we're going to find out where these lines, where they cross. Okay, so that's what it means by solving graphically. Just graph them together as it shows, as it says there. Okay, keep it in mind for our business, we'll have money coming in, that's revenue. So that's one line. And then we have cost of making things. That's another line. So we got two lines happening here. All right. So this is one example. Let's draw this one out as best as we can. See how it looks. Okay. So for the line on the left there, got to create the graph of this thing. Line on the left is y is equal to 2x minus 1. What do you want to do to graph this thing? You can think back to the previous question if you want. What's a what's one thing we know about this line here? What does the -1 there represent? Yeah, B. Perfect. So where on the graph is this going to be? Even easier. Because the y-intercept is -1, it means when x is 0, y is -1. Right there. Starting here, don't go anywhere in the x. Not to the right, not left, just down by 1. So there we go. We have 1 point now. We have to find a second point. How do you want to do that?
Two to x.
Yeah, Zoom says do it yo-yo's way. Let x equal 2. Because we could do that rise over run and stuff, but it's a bit tough, I think. Tough to draw, actually. It's good to know, tough to draw. So let x equal 2. So substitute it in there. -1. What is y going to be?
4.
4 for sure.
Yeah.
-1.
4 minus 1 is 3.
Yep. Zoom got it. 3. So that means our second point is when x is 2, y is equal to 3. When x is 2, y is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Something like that. Okay. Now I've kind of joked before, or half joked, but the drawing is important for this topic, for this part. Tomorrow when we do some algebra, we can get around it actually. But yeah, you kind of got to be careful when you do the drawing. Look at that, perfection. Okay, and so that'll be our first line taken care of now. We got to do the same with the other line you see on the screen. So for that second line that we see there, oh, it looks pretty busy. What's the style of this equation? What's it called again?
Point. Linear.
Linear for sure. When it's got the y minus part there on the left, what is this called?
Y minus y1 equal mx. And in the bracket x minus x1.
Zoom just gave the original formula, which is true. Y minus y1 equals m times.
I forgot the name. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're getting there. Help the guy in class. Slope what? Yeah. So this is called the slope point form.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
good. So then where's this point in this other line that's here? Before the brackets, there's a little half there. That's what that number is. Yeah, we get whatever information we can. The slope is going to be what for this second line? 1/2 indeed.
No.
Yeah. And what's the point that is on this line? Remember opposites.
-2.
-2, Zoom said, is it? Yeah, nicely done. Opposite for the x there. It's a +2 inside the equation, so it's a -2 when you pull it out. How about for the y's? Yeah, same. Okay, it's a minus in the equation, so it's a plus when it's pulled out there. Minus, it's y subtract 2, so it turns into +2 when you pull it out. It's a minus on the inside, turns to, or plus on the inside, turns to a minus there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is good. This is a point now on our second line. -2 and 2. So minus 1, -2, and up by 2. So about there. That takes care of that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we could do the trick of subbing in for x and working it out, or using the slope. Let's just use the slope for this one. I think it might be easier than all the algebra today. Okay, so what does the +1 say to do?
+1 to -2.
Yeah, +1 to minus. No, actually, not to -2. What does the one on top say?
So up. It's yeah. It's 2.
Yeah. So this goes up.
Yeah. Will be 3.
Zoom says it'll be at 3, and yeah, that's true. It will be. It's at 2 right now. It goes up by 1, so it'll be at 3 when it goes across, when we go up like that. The 2 is positive, so we go to the right. Okay, so we go up by 1, and then over by 2. Go up by 1, then over by 2. So our new point is going to be right there. Goes up by 1, and over by 2. And again, super careful. Laying it down, laying the ruler down, holding it steady. We can draw it. That looks all right, almost readable from this graph here. Pretty good. These points are lining up not bad. That tells me it's that if x is 3 there where these cross, if x is 3, we get y being equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was done on graph paper properly and correctly. You would see this location here would be at the point 3, 5. Okay, so that's where these two lines are crossing. That's the sweet spot we want. So we write this at the end. The solution is 3, 5. Beauty, all right with that? Yeah. Dana? Yeah, okay. Would you like to try the homework, or would you like a second example? What did we do? Had one line, used the intercept and a second point, basically 2 points for the first line made the graph. For the other line, 1 point in the slope made the graph. Found out where they crossed. Let's do one more. A little less talking, a little more writing, eh? A little more talking from you, less from me. Okay. Solution is where? Yeah, showed us these things. Looks similar, but a little different. Okay, so let's try this one. Oh, this is an example here of where? Watch this. These lines are parallel to one another. How do we know? Because the slopes are the same. That's right. So I'll make a quick sketch for this one. So watch, when we have y is equal to 2x plus 1, right? That's going to look like, it's going to start at plus 1. And then with the slope of 2, it goes over by 1, up by 2. Over by 1, up by 2. So that line is going to look like that. Look at this. The other line, 2x minus 1. See, it doesn't start at plus 1 anymore. It starts at minus 1 underneath. So it starts down there. But it's the same direction, right? So it'll have the same slope. It'll go parallel to it, right? Oops. Parallel to it. So when the slopes are parallel, there's no intersection. There's no solution. The lines don't cross. So special situation to watch for. Okay, so we said that before, just graph them. If they don't cross, there's no solution. If they do, find the magic spot. What is this one? Yeah, let's try this one to finish up with, okay? Graph that one line there on the left, the other one there on the right. Find where they cross. We'll pretend one is costs, one is revenue, and we'll see how much profit we can make from this here. So y is equal to minus invisible 1 plus 2, right? Okay, good people. What do we know about this line here? To create the graph, what do we know? B is going to be plus 2, nice. So we can put that on the graph, right? B is plus 2 at the location of 0 and plus 2, nice. So we need a second point, otherwise the graph can go anywhere, right? So how do we find a second point for this line? What do you want to do? So this is 1 point, right? We could find a second point, or we could use the slope that is there. Either way. What do you guys want to do? Mm-hmm. Because we know the line goes through there, but we don't know where it goes. Up, down, left, right. We need a second point to lock it in place there. So how to get to that second point or how to find it? Sure. We let x equal 0 before, so why not let x equal 2? Just substitute a number in there, right? Yeah. Perfect. Could be any number you like. 2 is nice. So we do that. We get minus 2 now then, plus 2. And so what is the value for y from here now? It's going to be 0, right? So now, because x was 2 and y was 0, hey, we got another point, right? Who are those guys? What are they doing? So 2 and 0 from this other point, right? Lock it down with a ruler, and then we work on the next equation there. Okay, so that's going to look like that. Perfect. What does the other equation look like? That there, uh-huh. Okay. That was our one equation. The other one's way longer. But what info can we get out of it? Y minus y1 equals minus 2x minus 2. Parso, what do you think? What's one bit of info we can get out of here? Huh? Peter, you okay? It's tough with hooligans out there, right? Never met. No, I know. Here we are. We got a -1 there, a -2, and a -2. We got to get something useful out of this. What do we get? Who is that? Get him out of here. What's this type of equation called then, this style? Oh, slow point. Where do you think it gets that name from? From the slow, yeah. Oh, what's the point? What point is in here then? How about that? What's the point that this line is going through? Hey, nice. Or careful. The 2. Well, that's just it. I'll put a 2 and I'll put a 1. Then you guys can figure out what the signs are going to be. 2, yes. 1, yes. Plus, minus, I don't know. No.
This is +2 here, so it's going to be minus.
Am I writing it wrong? No, that's a -2, and that's a -2 in there in tiny microscopic writing.
Oh, okay. So it's going to +2.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so it's minus in there, so it'll be plus down there. And clear, it's minus there. That's all right. Plus there. Opposites. Good. 2 and a 1. That means it's right located there. 2 along the X, 1 along the Y. Nice. The slope now. Let's use that. Slope is -2, and we can put it over the invisible 1 so that it means something. So I heard this from Zoom a few times. Up or down?
Two by up. No, down.
Yeah, down for this one because it's a minus on the top. And then right by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so down by 2. I think you seem to like that one first. So we go down by 1, down by 2, we're there. And then we go to the right by 1. So it puts us there. Yeah. I'll put some coordinates in. They're kind of scattered all over the place, but put them in there. Oh, this is a 0, 2 for that. This is at 2 and 1, which we got from the point. And this one here is at 3 and 1. Oh, it's a lie. 3 and -1. Okay, so laying it down. Drawing it nice. Kind of nice. Something little like that. And it's going to cross at that point there if you're super careful. What are the coordinates of this location? This one here, 3 and -1. So the solution is (3, -1). Just like that. Okay, so I think with that, we're probably good for what the questions you got coming. So for here in class, I got some hard copy sheets for you. And for Zoom, it's already up there. Taking a look, and there's 2 pages. So as usual, we'll do the odd ones only. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, but odd numbers only. Zoom, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop the video then. We can stay, keep the line open
Mhm.
for any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
yep. You can also leave if